everybody, I'm here in my PJs doing the Tarotscope for the week of January the 22nd to the 28th, 2018. And as always, I'm assuming you know your sun sign if you're here. You can follow that. If you know your rising sign and you know your moon sign, you can pay attention to those as well for a more sort of nuanced reading. So as always, as for the month of January, I'm using the Revelations Tarot deck along with the Shadows and Light Oracle. If you follow me on Instagram, you can see daily draws during weekdays from these particular decks. So let's get started. All right, so Aries, we will start with Aries. Oh, we have the Lovers. So Aries, this is a great week for romance. It's a great week if you're not in a couple to potentially meet someone. It's also a great week if you are in a couple to kind of have a romantic week. A good time to make decisions with each other as well. This is a time where if you're making decisions, you need to make them as a couple. It's also saying that you should make decisions with your heart rather than your head. Listen to, what your heart is telling you as opposed to kind of going, well, I really want this, but, everyone will think that that's weird, so I should do that. Don't do that. Follow your heart this week, Aries. Taurus, we have the Page of Wands. So Taurus, there may be some really exciting messages coming for you this week, and particularly coming through friends, but there are messages, inspiring message, creative messages that are coming your way. Also, if you've been invited out by a friend, this is a good time to say yes, to take that opportunity, to do something spontaneous. There's a lot of creative, spontaneous energy around you this week. For Gemini, we have the Star. So Gemini, hope is the big word this week. So again, there's good news for you as well, although unlike with Taurus, it's more immediate. For you, Gemini, it's more like off in the distance, like there's hope for something in the future. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. There's an opportunity that's coming down the pipe. And especially if you've been feeling low or kind of depressed, this week things will really turn around for you. For Cancer, we have the Hierophant reversed. So Cancer, this is a week to rebel. This is a week to go your own way, to march to your own drummer, not to follow the status quo. It's a week to question things and to rock the boat a little bit, which I know you're not always comfortable with, but you can do this in your own way. For Leo, we have the Empress. So a creative week for you, Leo. Looks like a great week for a lot of the signs so far. So a week where you're feeling very creative, very abundant, lots of energy. It's a week of high fertility, so if that's something you're looking at, it's a good week to try for that. Also, if you're pregnant, it's a good week as well. If you are not looking for those things, take precautions, of course. But a very creative, fertile week, a week of abundance, a week where you're feeling really great. For Virgo, we have the Queen of Swords. So Virgo, you're going to be faced with a decision this week where you have to make a decision that's very clear-cut and that other people may not always like. And that's okay. It says to very much make a decision with your head, to think all the factors through, and then to make a very clear, decisive decision, not to waffle on things this week. For Libra, we have the Ten of Swords. Libra, there's an ending for you this week. There's something that's coming to an end that been meant to come to an end for a while, but it's sort of a relief when it happens, when it ends. You're saying no to something, and because you're able to let that go, you're able to move on to other things. So this may come, as initially as unpleasant, or it might be it'll be a good thing, a relief, where you just say, I'm done with this. For Scorpio, we have the Queen of Pentacles. Scorpio, you're feeling very much in charge of things this week, managing both house and business, work and play. And people are coming to you, seeking your advice, seeking your counsel. They know that you've done really well. You're feeling very on top of things and abundant, and there may be some extra money coming to you this week. For Sagittarius, we have the Eight of Wands. It's going to be a busy week. Lots of go, go, go. Lots of communication, lots of talk. I think the past couple of weeks you've gotten the moon, a lot of uncertainty. And so this week it says things are going to start to really move forward. Things are going to start to pick up the pace, but you'll be able to handle it. And you can kind of see more where the energy is going this week. For Capricorn, we have the Fool. So good time to take a risk, to do something new. If you've been thinking of taking a chance, whether that's, applying for a new job, going for a new relationship, starting a business, anything like that, this is the week to jump off and do it, to trust yourself that you know what you're doing. For Aquarius, we have the King of Cups reversed. Aquarius, you might be feeling kind of moody and introspective this week, looking within. Don't let that, turn to excess. Sometimes when we're feeling down, we can medicate ourselves or self-medicate, and even it may not necessarily be even, drinking your drugs or the classic ones, but, we overeat or we watch too much TV or whatever it is to avoid our feelings. It says to really look within and kind of examine why you're feeling this way this week. So take it easy. Be nice to yourself this week. For Pisces, we have the Nine of Pentacles reversed. So Pisces, you may be feeling a little bit lazy this week and kind of dissatisfied. It's like there's nothing particularly wrong and you have a lot to be thankful for, but you're just feeling a sort of ennui about things. You're feeling that, things just aren't quite right. And part of it may be that you're not passionate about anything that right now, or your passion is kind of waned. And so it's asking you to rekindle that or to find something new that you can put your focus on this week. So let's see what the Oracle deck has for us. So this week we have the Eclipse Mermaid, a powerful energy shift. We are actually headed towards an eclipse on January 31st. There is an eclipse. The full moon is the second full moon in the month, which is a blue moon, which is considered extra powerful. And it's also an eclipse as well. So this can herald a lot of changes. And I do see even with the cards here that there's an energy shift. Most of the cards that came out were quite, positive and lots of good, positive, creative energy changes. But for even those of you where, maybe wasn't so initially looking positive, like for Libra, this is a time to let go, but that's part of the change. That's part of the shift that happens. Or for Aquarius, the looking within can be part of the shift and that change that's happening. But there is a shift and a change that's happening right now. The energy is getting a lot lighter and people are preparing for changes. So be prepared for shifts, for inspiration this week, and just notice that the energy is shifting. So that's what I'm seeing for this week. I know it's short and sweet this week, but that's what I got. If you do want your own reading, of course, you can always go to the Etsy shop, book your own reading if you like. Otherwise, if you have any questions or anything, put in the comments below, and I will see you next time. Bye.